Hi, and welcome back to Waiter, There's More. Today, we're going to learn the 10 most basic cocktails that every waiter must know how to make. First off, we're going to do a dry martini. And a dry martini is gin and vermouth. These two items you can find in any bar. And the first step is to chill your glass. This is the glass we have chosen for our dry martini. We're gonna put crushed ice. And then we'll let it sit there for a little while. And while we wait for the glass to be chilled, we're going to take the stirring glass and pour the gin inside of it. And I'm going to do 2 ounces of gin, or 6 centiliters. Fill the stirring glass with ice and stir. The purpose of this is to chill the gin and also dilute it with water. You don't have to stir long for it to get chilled and diluted. So now that our glass is chilled, we're going to take the vermouth, pour some into the glass, like this, and we're going to gently coat the glass with the vermouth. And now we can pour the vermouth back into its bottle. And we're going to drop the gin into the martini glass like this. And to garnish this, we're going to take a lemon peel like this, and we're going to squeeze out the oils onto the glass like this. And put some on the stem. And now that we have done that, we're going to cut the lemon peel into a long strip like this and twist it. And then we'll just drop it into the glass like that. And now your dry martini is served. There are different variations to this drink, but this is the most common. Not everybody likes olive or olive juice. So we typically use the lemon for most dry martinis. And if the guest specifically tells you that they want a dirty martini, you need to use olive juice and olives into the cocktail. And now to drink number 2, the Negroni. The Negroni contains gin, vermouth, and Campari. You should have all these 3 in the bar. And the vermouth is the red vermouth, okay? We start off by chilling the glass that we're going to put the Negroni in. It's typically a tumbler or a rocks glass, like this. We're going to chill it with crushed ice. And while that is chilling, we're going to mix all the ingredients into the stirring glass. First off, the gin. I'm using 1 ounce of gin, 1 ounce of vermouth, and 1 ounce of Campari. So, equal parts of all the ingredients. Fill it with ice. And start stirring. Again, you don't have to stir it very long for it to get cold and diluted with the liquid. And you can taste it by dropping the spoon on your back of your hand. That's good. And we're going to pour out this crushed ice and we're going to fill it up with cubed ice. And now we can pour the Negroni into the glass. Wow, that is a fantastic color and the aromas are so good. To garnish this, we're going to take an orange peel and again, we're going to press the oils onto the glass. Oh boy, if you could smell this through the camera. I'm going to cut the edges of the orange peel just to give it a nicer look. It's going to look like this. And I can just stick it into the glass like that. And now we have a Negroni. Next up is the Manhattan cocktail. And for this we'll be needing rye whiskey, red vermouth again, Angostura bitters, and maraschino cherries. Maraschino cherries are basically pickled cherries. This cocktail originated in 1880 and was served to Winston Churchill's mother. And if you know the full story, please comment it down below for the others to read. So first off, we're starting with chilling our glass. We need a stirring glass, and now we'll pour all the ingredients into it. First off, we need 2 ounces of rye whiskey. Simple. 1 ounce of vermouth. And Angostura bitters, dashing bottle. So I just give it 5 dashes. Now I'm filling the stirring glass with ice, and it's time to stir. Boozy drinks are usually always stirred, almost never shaken, because when you shake a drink, it just creates many air bubbles that'll sit and float on the top of the drink, and it's not very elegant. Look at that color. Oof. Now, we're going to fish out a maraschino cherry and stick it through a cocktail stick like this. We'll just remove all the excess sugar syrup. And we can just leave it like that. Very elegant. And this is a classic Manhattan cocktail. Now moving on to the next drink. The next drink is the Old Fashioned. It was invented in 1881 in Louisville, Kentucky. And for this we'll be needing bourbon, Angostura bitters, a maraschino cherry, and some sugar. first off, we need to pour the bourbon into the glass, like so. And I'm using 2 ounces of bourbon. And if you have a sugar cube, that's great. I don't have one, so I'm just going to use some refined white sugar, 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to add my bitters, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 dashes of bitters. I don't want to seem stingy. And I'm going to stir it so that the sugar dissolves. You could do this in a stirring glass, but the very old-fashioned, the original recipe is done in the actual glass that you're serving it in. And this requires you to stir for 1 to 2 minutes. And I can see that the sugar is starting to dissolve. And now I can add the ice. And stir. I'm going to top it with more ice. Go. And I'm going to garnish it with an orange peel. Going to press out all the oils again. Coat the glass with the oils and just polish up the orange peel. I'm going to put it right there. And the maraschino cherry I'm going to leave inside of the orange peel and have the spoon in the glass so that the guest can stir his own cocktail if he wants to. And this is the old-fashioned. Next up is the Margarita. Not frozen, but the classic one. First off, we'll be needing tequila, triple sec or Cointreau, simple syrup, and lime juice. Freshly squeezed if you have. And first I'm gonna chill the glass. Let's park it right there. The tequila, 1.5 ounce. The Cointreau, 1/2 ounce. Simple syrup, 1/2 ounce. And the lemon, 1 ounce. I mean the lime juice. And I'm going to fill this with ice and shake. The margarita is typically served with a salt rim around it. So to create that salt rim, we can take a lime and just give it a brush on the outside. And then with salt, we can just dip the rim in the salt. You can see there's a bit of salt on the rim there. And now we're ready to pour in the drink. And because I don't want small ice shards to float around on the top of the drink, I'm going to double strain. Let's see if the close-up can pick up all these small ice shards that would have floated around on the top. And to garnish it, we're going to do a thin slice of lime and just drop it in there so it can float around. This drink, according to Jose Cuervo, was invented in the honor of Rita de la Rosa in 1938. The next cocktail is the classic Daiquiri, or Daiquiri. And for this we'll be needing rum, triple sec, simple syrup, and lime juice. We're starting off with chilling the cocktail glass. This cocktail was made famous in the 1940s by Ernest Hemingway. The original story is a bit complex and some people argue about who is the original creator, but one thing is for sure, Hemingway made this drink famous. So we're going to use our shaker again and pouring 2 ounces of rum in there, 1 ounce of Cointreau or triple sec, 1 ounce of simple syrup, and 2 ounces of lime juice. Fill the shaker with ice and shake. And again, here it's important to double strain your drink. And we garnish it with a slice of lime. And this drink has many variations. You can add fruit juices to the drink. You can put it in a blender with ice and blend it and it'll become a frozen daiquiri. But the most common is, well, from what I've seen, is a strawberry daiquiri. And it's basically just take strawberries, blend them into a puree and add that into the drink while you shake and serve it up like that. Next up is the Mojito. This cocktail is more than 500 years old. Where it came from exactly, that's to be debated, but you can comment down below if you know the story. And for this cocktail, we'll be needing rum, simple syrup, and lime juice. Also mint. We can start by picking the mint. Picking off the leaves, and we're going to save a few stems for garnish. This stem is much prettier, so we're saving that and putting down the leaves there. We don't want to seem stingy with the amount of mint, so we're going to put quite a lot in there. That should be enough. And if you want to activate mint to make it more aromatic, you need to slap it. You probably see memes go around, people slapping mint. So anyways, this cocktail is quite simple. It's equal parts of everything. So I'll be using 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of sugar, and 2 ounces of lime juice. Now, all recipes vary all the time and depending on the guest. If the guest tells you, I want a mojito that's a little bit sour, then you need to ease off of the sugar and put a bit more lime juice in. And you have to do this with all cocktails you make. So it's up to the guest how they want it. And if you have crushed ice, that would be preferable. I'm going to stir it with the crushed ice for it to blend together. Like that. And I'm going to put a few lime lime slices inside the glass there. So it just looks very appetizing. And top up with more crushed ice. And now for the mint sprigs. I'm going to slap them around a bit so you get up the nice aromas from it. Like that. And usually this drink will be served with a straw, but well, Greta Thunberg, thanks a lot. We don't have any straws anymore, so enjoy. And now for the whiskey sour. This cocktail dates back to the 19th century. We'll be needing bourbon, sugar, lemon juice, and egg white. This will be served in a rocks glass, which we'll be chilling first. So the first step is to do the egg white first, okay? Because if you pour all the ingredients, the bourbon, the sugar, and the lemon first, and you mess up with the egg, you have to throw it all out because you don't want the yolk in the drink. So here we go. Now I have the yolk in one half of the egg, and I'm just going to toss them from one half to the other until the egg white separates like that. And this is a nice way to not touch the egg white, actually. Go. So now that we have that out of the way, we can do the lemon juice. And that is 1 ounce and half an ounce of sugar and 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of bourbon. Shake it without ice to make the foam frothy without diluting the drink. Because when you shake with ice, it dilutes the ice and the actual drink increases the water amount. You can see how frothy it is when I do it like this. And now we're ready to add ice. Ice cubes and not crushed ice. Removing the crushed ice from the glass. Now it's so nice and cold now. Top it up with cubed ice. Always double strain so we don't get those small crushed ice bits on the top. Look at that nice foam. Such nice foam. And to garnish this, I'm going to take orange peel. Spray the oils on top of the drink. Cut down the orange peel like this. And I'm going to add some Angostura bitters at the end here. And I'm using my dasher to just do 3 small dots on there. Next up is the White Lady. This cocktail was invented in 1919 by Harry McElhone in London. And he did start off with a different recipe and he changed it to this recipe 10 years later. So this is the classic McElhone's second version that we'll be doing today. It's gin, sugar, lemon juice, and egg white. All right, the white lady. We're starting off with the egg white, cracking the egg, moving the yolk back and forth from the halves. That way, my hands are not physically touching the egg white. 2 ounces of gin. 1 ounce of simple syrup and 2 ounces of lemon juice. And first we'll dry shake it without ice, just to get the froth up. And now we'll add ice. And obviously, I forgot to chill my glass, so we'll do that now. And it just takes a few seconds, really. And while the glass is chilling, I can prepare the pouring part of it. Okay, now it's chilled. See? Perfect. Bring it over here. There we go. And now double straining. Oh, look at that. So nice. And this is garnished with a lemon peel. Again, I'm spraying the oils on the glass. And here you have the White Lady. The last cocktail is the Espresso Martini. It's from the 1980s, and the supermodel Kate Moss went up to a bartender and said, "I need a drink that'll wake me up and fuck me up." But I do love coffee, so I thought it'd be fun to include it. And we'll be needing vodka, coffee liqueur, cold espresso if you have time to prep, and simple syrup. Let's start by chilling the glass because I forgot it in the last one. And the glass type is in the name actually, Martini. We'll start with 1 ounce of vodka, 1 ounce of coffee liqueur, 2 ounces of espresso, and 1 ounce of simple syrup. Fill the shaker with ice and shake. And as always, double strain. Oof. Look at that foam. Tight. And as garnish, we have 3 coffee beans that we'll place gently onto the side of the cocktail in a triangular fashion, like this. Espresso Martini. Those are 10 classic cocktails that every waiter should know. Obviously, my favorite was the Old Fashioned, the Manhattan, and the Espresso Martini. But tell us more, what is your favorite? Would you like us to do other cocktails? And if you're a bartender, you probably notice I made some mistakes here. Why don't you comment them down below so I can learn and get better? And please subscribe, ring the notification bell, and comment down below if you want to see more of us. That'll help us greatly to improve. Okay, take care. See you next time.